This is the new reality so many here in the city of Kerrville are dealing with after the Guadalupe River rushed over its banks without warning. The water pushing higher than anyone can remember seeing it before, ripping trees out of the ground by their roots, smashing into people's homes, and leaving so many in this community with nothing.
Keenan, we know at least 3 departments are working to help bring the missing home.
Brian, multiple at this point, and we're talking about heroes from North Texas who drove hours bringing all of their supplies to take on this. What you can see behind us, what you've seen here, what all of you have seen, these images so striking of the horrific damage here in the Hill Country. And we're hearing tonight from some of the leaders of these departments about the toll it's taking on these brave men and women because they are working through this knowing any minute they could discover the worst. Despite the heavy tragedy of this week here in Kerr County, it's hard not to feel something when you look at these piles and pallets stacked to the sky of all of the essentials that people have lost here in this community this week. We are talking about trash bags, cleaning supplies, there are diapers here, hygiene products, everything that has been washed away from so many families impacted here. And a lot of this stuff is coming from North Texas. The bell is still being answered by those crews from across the state and up in North Texas, just like this team from Grand Prairie. We watched them roll in this afternoon, one of multiple teams from the DFW area who tell us they are doing whatever they can, just showing up here to help however possible. The life-altering tragedy playing out across Kerr County is made up of thousands of smaller personal stories like this one. A group of military men and women and volunteers searching the Guadalupe River for a missing family of 4.
With people so close to us, heavily impacted such as this, we just couldn't sit at home and watch it on the news. So we got to come out here and act.
The family's home near the city of Hunt was completely swallowed up by Friday's flood, leaving only the foundation behind. In town, buildings are ripped open and residents continue cleaning debris in an effort to get life back on track.
They're saying not only once in a lifetime, but once in 500-year kind of flood.
The search and cleanup comes as questions persist about how much warning came before the deadly storm. In a statement today, the National Weather Service says it issued a flash flood warning for Kerr County as early as 1:14 a.m. on Friday, about 3 hours before the wall of water tore through the area. But some residents say they didn't get any emergency alerts until around 7 a.m. Some state leaders say with the size of this storm, they believe the warning wouldn't have made a difference.
And I think even if there were emergency warnings that had gone out at that point, I don't think there was any way to react to what was coming.
For now, loved ones and strangers keep picking through the rubble, hoping to bring families a miracle, or at the very least, closure.
A lot of folks out here looking for relatives, friends, and they need all the help they can get. It's a tragedy, and if we can help in any way, we will.
Guys, a big development here in the latest update that we just got from emergency officials in the city of Kerrville here. This happened in the latest briefing around 4 o'clock. They said that in the wake of a lot of concerns about how much warning was given before these fatal storms here in Kerr County, that the city and the county and the regional partnerships are going to conduct a full review of their emergency warning systems, and they will take appropriate steps to make sure their preparedness level is where it needs to be. So a statement about potentially taking a look at some of the warning systems here to try and prevent a fatal catastrophe like the one we've seen in the Hill Country this week from ever happening again. But you guys want to see what community looks like in the wake of this tragedy? This is people helping people here in the Hill Country in the wake of this deadly flooding. This is a U-Haul truck packed to the brim with supplies all the way from Dallas. The women who brought it down said they'd been following Channel 5's coverage of the disaster and knew they had to do something. And you can see all of this is just a fraction of the outpouring of support here as this community tries to stay Kerr County strong. With more than 160 victims still missing in the Hill Country flooding, round-the-clock searches continue to find every person unaccounted for. This as Kerr County leaders respond to concerns about how much warning was given before the floodwaters hit.
Those questions are going to be answered. I believe those questions need to be answered to the family of the missed loved ones, to the public.
NBC News reports Kerr County leaders discussed flood warning systems more than 20 times since 2016, but they were never built. Today, we asked the Kerrville mayor why. He says he's focused on preventing the next tragedy.
What I can say is the governor, the lieutenant governor, the speaker of the Texas House have all provided us support, and they have all said this is a priority for the upcoming special legislative session.
Meanwhile, a constant stream of cars and trucks pull into the main Kerrville donation center, loaded with the essentials hundreds have had washed away.
At the end of the day, Texas is strong, and we're strong together and better together, and that's all we know. The help is coming from far beyond Kerr County.
Before we unload,
A U-Haul truck packed to the brim with supplies pulls up, driven from Dallas by Victoria Brown and Jane Butler, who've been following NBC5's coverage of the storms.
sweet people from all over that area donated, and we kind of had a slogan, fill the truck, and we stuffed the truck.
As the volunteers sweat in the sun
On a pallet here.
and the givers turn out by the hundreds, everyone has a different reason for coming out here. But for so many, it's because this disaster feels personal and they couldn't stay away.
We did it because we grew up spending summer down here at summer camp. Our daughters have spent summer down here at summer camp. Our mothers have spent summer down here at summer camp. So this community is formed who we all are as people.
Across Kerr County, the massive operation to find the victims and clear mountains of debris continues today. Teams coordinating the effort acknowledge the monumental task ahead, but the priority remains getting closure for the families and loved ones of the missing. Kerr County leaders continue to say it's too early to consider if there were gaps or failures in the early morning hours of July 4th. The governor, lieutenant governor, and House Speaker say the issues of recovery and improving the river warning system will be taken up as items in the special session that begins later this month. Now, this comes as there are continuing questions about the flood warning systems. As far back as 2016, the issues were raised, according to reporting from NBC News. The minutes from a county commissioners meeting in May of that year, one official was quoted as saying about the flood warning system in place, quote, "What we in the county have is quite simply pretty antiquated." The sheriff would add, "It's marginal at best. It's okay." Sheriff Larry Latha today talking about reviewing the emergency response.
I believe those questions need to be answered to the family of the missed loved ones, to the public, to the people that put me in this office. Those need to be, and I want that answer, and we're going to get that answer. And I know that's going to be asked over and over. Please understand that. We're not running. We're not going to hide from everything. That's going to be checked into at a later time. I wish I could tell you that time. I don't know that time. Let me share something with y'all. One of the main things I've been doing is going and visiting the family. We still have some of those missed loved ones here. I go visit them twice a day. As a sheriff, what I want is I want closure for those people.
We know that the last live rescue here in Kerr County took place on Friday, and hopes are dimming that any remaining victims will be found alive. But for now, searchers say they will continue their work until every missing person is discovered.